Okay, we're back. All right, so I really wish y'all could answer me, because my thought is I'm gonna do this in blue with like white caps, like, you know, snow is on the mountain. So I really wanted to do like a bluish and white. Now, I know it's not going to look good if I do gray in here and then do this in blue and white. So I'm kind of up in the air about doing the mountains kind of a grayish as well with the white, and then doing the well a solid gray. I don't know. Ah, Lord. I'm lost on this one. I guess I should have thought it through a little bit more. Than what I have. I just think if I do blue and I do this blue, it's just going to be, you know, kind of too much blue, you know. But then if I do gray, but I can always lighten the gray up. Okay, that's, you know what, that's what I'm going to do. If it turns out, it turns out. If it don't, it don't. Not a huge loss. I'm gonna stick to my original plan and do gray. Let me see what resin. I guess I'll use the, you know, I'm going to use my J Diction. I have so much resin that I really need to use, you know. I don't know how much this thing holds. Oh, and I didn't get my white either. Oh, yeah, I did. It's right here. I don't know how much this thing holds. I see stuff all in it. Let me get this stuff out, because I don't want nothing in it. I'm hoping this turns out the way I have it in my head. And the way I have it in my head, it's going to turn out really cute. I'm just hoping that it's going to turn out the same way. Alright, so I'm going to mix up. I really wanted to do white in the bottom first, and then let it cure. But if I do the white and then add the gray, I think that'd be kind of cool, because it'll be like some of the peaks will be, you know, peeking up out of the snow or something. I'm hoping that's the way it's going to go. Okay, so I'm going to mix up 8 ounces, because that's all these little cups hold. So let me move this out of the way so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm doing my B first. I always do B first. I'm going to do 4 ounces. And I buy these little honey jars here by the case, because see how they get all gunked up? So you usually have to kind of change them out and stuff. Not real often, but you know, often enough. And then what you'll do, you'll get down eye level with your cup to make sure that you're exactly on 4 ounces. Yeah, it's definitely time to change that one because it is definitely caked up and crusted up. So that's why it was so hard to come out a while ago. I'll have to clean that real good. All right, now I'm going to do my part A. Now, I always do part A last because it is heavier. So when it drops down in there, you got to give it time to sink to bring your resin up. Now, that's the way I've been doing it since I started doing resin. So I'm hoping y'all can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so see, I'm just pouring. And then I'll let it sink a little bit. And as that's doing that, it's bringing that resin up. This is the way I was taught. Well, I wasn't really taught. I watched a lot of YouTube videos when I first started. This was back during the pandemic. And this is the way I've done it. This is the way I've always done it. It's never been an issue for me. I've never had any problems. And that should be almost good. Let that go down. I'm just hoping, I don't know that my little mixer is gonna mix in this little cup. Just a little bit more. And this is just regular cure. It's not fast cure. Right there. That's good. Yeah, I don't know if this one's gonna... I'm hoping my little mixer here is gonna be able to do it for me. Because I sure want to save my arm if I can. Oh, it's going to be close, people. We definitely may have to stir slow today. Because that cup is full to the brim. Let me center it, and you got your little rings on here, so when you put your cup on it, you can kind of center your cup, and then that way you know your cup is centered. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit more. I have to admit, I am loving this mixer. I like it better than the little handheld mixers that you have that you sit and hold, and this right here is perfect for me. I'm glad I spent the money. And I don't mix my resin for a certain amount of time. I mix my resin till I see no more striations, and then I know it's mixed. So that's what I do. I don't, I don't mix it 6 minutes, whatever. And then I will separate this and put a little bit in here. And then I'll hold some extra back in case this doesn't take as much resin as what I'm thinking it's gonna take. And I have it on a board, and the reason why I have it on a board is so it's easier for me to pick up and move to the other side to my other table, and then I can just slide it off. Because as you see, this is real flimsy, so trying to pick this up and move it with it being full is going to be a little hard. So okay, that right there looks good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to let that drain for a little bit. I'm going to get my little stir stick here. I wonder, I thought about putting a little bit of crushed crystal in it, but I mean, I would, I guess, if it was blue, and I'm still really in the air about the blue thing, but I'm gonna go with the gray. I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna go with the gray, because that's what my gut is telling me for some reason. I'm not saying my gut's right, but that's what I'm going with. Okay, let me grab some paper towels because I'm gonna need them. And then let me grab, I've got these little shells here. I ordered them and I had them out the other day. And I just never put them up, so I may, if we have extras, I'll, well, I said the other day, I meant today when we were doing the unboxing. I don't know why I said the other day. And I'm sitting here trying to get gloves. Oh, Lord. I can see this day's already gonna, it can't start out this way. It just cannot. I'm not ready for that day to start crazy. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to go around just like so. And clean all that epoxy off that stick. And that's another thing I like about this, because you can just take your finger and just clean your little paddle off. Real simple. With hopefully without me spilling the epoxy. Because I don't want to spill that. That is a lot of epoxy there. And then you can just turn it at the same time. I thought that. So I have to admit, I'm in love with this mixer here. And I'm not, they didn't give it to me, so I bought it. So there's no alcohol. I got another spray bottle, but I wanted to make sure that that was alcohol before because I thought I put water in one. And then I just take alcohol either on a baby wipe or a paper towel. And then you can just go around. I forgot that thing come off. And you can just go around and clean it just like that. And then your paddle is cleaned. And I'm going to go over it one more time on the stick. I don't like sticky things, so I try to clean my everything real good. Okay. Now then, there we go. And everything's clean. And then you just pop it back in there. And then you're ready to go for the next one. Look how simple that was. Oh, I love that little machine. Okay, so now I'm going to get my handy dandy little tool here. I'm going to scoop this back. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to scrape the sides and the bottom. Make sure there's no striations. Make sure it's mixed real well. And see the striations in there? You can tell that it's not mixed all the way. So that's when you just mix it. Just mix it up. It was probably either A, stuck on the bottom, or it was stuck on the sides that the mixer didn't get, which is fine. Whether you're hand mixing or mixing in the mixer, you need to make sure that you scrape your sides, your bottom, literally everything, because and I do have bigger cups. I'm just trying to get rid of these first. I bought these a while back, several years ago, in fact, and they're not very good cups. They're wobbly. They don't sit flush. They don't sit level. So I bought some more this past last year, I think 2024. I bought some just like this, and they came in, the bottoms are perfectly flat. Oh my God, they're wonderful. So I'm trying to use all these up, and then I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna delete this okay, I'm gonna set that aside just in case. But yeah, I'm gonna delete the link that I have for this set, and that way I know when I go to order that they're not the same cups, because I ordered them on Amazon. So, and I'll have to look. I don't know if they're from the same people, but I'm hoping they're not, because if they are, then I won't link these, because I don't know if you'll get a bad batch again. I'm not sure how much that thing holds either. So I'm gonna, actually I don't need that much white though. And then I can just color it all gray. So I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm talking. But I mean, I want enough of the white that, you know, you're gonna be able to see it. But I don't want too much, you know. It's that kind of like that fine line, I guess. But if I'll color it. If we have too much, then I can always just put it in something else. Okay, and this white, this lid is messed up on this thing, so I just, instead of squeezing that out, I don't know what's wrong with the lid, but instead of squeezing that, I just take it, stick my stick in it, scrape, get whatever, dip it in the bottle, dip it in the lid. Because when you squeeze it, it just continues to come, and then it leaks out everywhere. And yeah, I come in here one day and it was toppled over after I used it, and I had the lid on it and everything, and it fell over, and I had white pigment paste everywhere. So I was not a happy camper at all. I think I am going to put a little crushed crystal in this white though, because I kind of want it like it's, you know, like the snow's glistening kind of. And I want it really pigmented. I want it real white. So I'm probably going to have to put some more white in there. Where is my crushed crystal? I usually keep that close, but I'm not seeing it, so I must put it up. Well, I don't have that, but I do have it somewhere, but I also have this that I bought. And I used this one day also, and I'm going to see if this is not maybe what I could possibly be allergic to. So I'm going to try this as well. Putting a little bit of that in this white. Now, people say that this is like crushed crystal. I have used it. I haven't found that. I haven't seen the shimmer quite yet, like I have with, you know, the crushed crystal, but I could be wrong. See, to me, that just shimmers just like mica powder. That's not like a crushed crystal. That's just, to me, is like it's just a shimmery. Can y'all see that? Like a mica powder. Yeah, to me, that's not that. That's not very impressive to me. Not like it is with my crushed crystal. And they did get some more in stock. I got a notification they did get some more. I don't know if they have any more now. Because I'm sure as soon as the notice came out, everybody started stocking up. But I think I ordered like 2 or 3 tubs of it. Because, you know, they run out and then it takes a while to get it back in. So, if y'all like the crushed crystal, you better grab it if they still have it, because it just came in stock I think a week or so ago, and I'm sorry I forgot to tell you guys, but now granted it's taken a while to get here. I think I ordered it, I can't remember when I ordered it a week or so ago, and it's not going to be here till like the 28th. So it's taken a hot minute to come, but you know, it's worth it to me. I can wait. I mean, I've still got a jar, so I can hold off. I'm not in that big of a rush for it. Okay, now this is going to be for our well in our mountains, and I know this is not going to be enough, so you know what, I'm just going to do this. I know that was a waste of a cup, but that's okay. I've got other projects that I'm going to be doing, so I can use this cup. It's not that big of a deal. I haven't been putting out very many videos because I am still trying to learn the editing thing. So I don't really have a set schedule at the moment for videos, because I'm, of course, playing around with editing and, you know, all that in the meantime as well. So, and then I'm trying to get, I've got to get all my stuff posted on my website, so I can link my website in the description box in case you guys want to buy something or whatever, then you have it. Because of course I don't just do, this is not everything I do. I do t-shirts on the side. I have a DTF printer. I do t-shirts. I'm fixing to get into mold making. So yeah, I do tumblers. I mean, I do a lot of things. So this isn't, what you see here is not the only thing I do. So I started out, like I said, I started out with tumblers, and they just wasn't doing anything. But I've got literally, when I say cups, I have cases and cases of tumblers that I have to do something with and try to get rid of before I can say that this is my only thing that I do. Because it's not. I make DTF prints. I do, you know, and I'm still in the midst of trying to organize my room, which that in itself is, oh God, a chore. Because I'm trying to downsize. I'm trying to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Things that I bought when I first started and I've never even used. I've got a lot of like little inclusion things and stuff for shaker molds and stuff I've just never ever even used. That just didn't look very gray to me. So I'm going to add a little bit more. I see a piece of green glitter in there, and where that came from, I don't know, because I have not used glitter. I can't even tell you when the last time it was that I've used glitter, because I haven't done any tumblers with any glitter. I haven't bagged any glitter or bottled any glitter, so I don't even know where that piece of green glitter came from. That's funny, because I have nothing in here with glitter in it. Okay. Yeah, that gray is not, it's not going to be very dark, I don't think. But, however, it kind of is what it is, right? Because, granted, this is on the stick is shallow, so when you're looking at the whale, it's going to be that color. That look like that's got mica powder in it. That's weird. Unless I have it on my... That's okay, though. It'll give us a little shimmer shine. Okay. I think that's going to do it. I'm hoping this is going to go the way I'm wanting it to go in my head. I do want to try one that's blue, though. Just an ocean themed type one, because I think that would be really pretty. I mean, you don't always have to go realistic, you know, but I can't find, oh, there it is. I was like, where is my 99% alcohol? That's what I was looking for, because I really want to get down in that tail for sure. And I'm going to stir this all around. And rub it in real good, because I don't want no bubbles. Because of course I have bubbles in this. But that's, I mean, that's a given. But this will, you know, kind of it's not a fast cure, so it will, you know, the bubbles will dissipate pretty quick. I mean, they'll rise to the top. Wow, 8 ounces is not even enough for this whale. Wonder how much it really, well, we're going to find out how much it really does hold, aren't we? Because I've got to mix up more. Yay! That's always fun. To mix up more resin. I just love these little silicone tools. They are so awesome. I had, before this, I had like the metal cocktail skewers, you know, because that's what I always did my resin for my tumblers. That's what I used to stir with. Because of course, you know, we mix in smaller cups. We don't mix in these great big humongous cups. So when I first, it was so funny because when I first started making molds, I was kind of like intimidated because I was like, okay, what if I don't get the resin in there fast enough? What's going to happen? You know, what if it, you know, going to take me too long, or this or that? Yeah, it's a thing. When you start out on doing one thing and then you move to something else, yeah, you question yourself big time. Or at least I know I do. I don't know about anyone else, but I know I do. I am going to go ahead and mix this, put this white in here and just let that be sitting. And of course, it's not going to take as much. Because I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not really doing a whole lot. Just enough to kind of do the tips and the peaks of the I want to get that off there. Okay. And then I've got to mix up some more for this and this. I mixed up too much white, of course. Of course I did. That wouldn't be, it wouldn't be me if I didn't do that, right? Okay, I'm going to set that right there for right now. What do I have over here that I can add some colors to do that little butterfly there? Let's see, I have this Pixis ink here. We'll just add that to that white. pour that in, hopefully this little butterfly, and it's going to be enough. I doubt it. I don't know how much that little butterfly holds. I just got that in the mail too, as y'all seen the unboxing. Oh, that's a pretty pink though, huh? Wonder if I add a little bit of purple and kind of I really don't know how much that thing holds, but we're fixing to see. And I really don't want to spray alcohol in it because it is a handmade mold. You're not supposed to, you shouldn't spray alcohol in your handmade molds. And if you're new, I'm telling you, not the ones that already know this. Just the ones that don't know it. I need to get the rest of my resin mixed up, get it in this little guy here. I cut off a piece of paper to, I don't know how many nooks and crannies we have in this thing, but I just know that I want to get everything up in the wings, because it is a double layer, of course. Sorry guys, I'm really trying to concentrate here. Because I'm really trying not to make a mess too, so. And I am fixing to go ahead and mix up the rest of my resin so I can have enough still for this one. And I may do a layer of, I don't know, clear or purple or something on top of this one. Just to kind of offset that pink. That pink's kind of... It's kind of a bright little color. Let me go ahead and get some more resin mixed up in this. All right, I am gonna do, I'm gonna do another 6 ounces. You really shouldn't use the same cup, but do as I say, not as I do, type thing. Oh, come on, give me a little bit more without having to pull the bottle out. Get me to the 3. Come on. And it's probably not going to. Nope. I did not want to have to pull out that big bottle, but The only problem is I gotta figure out which one. I hope I have some more of that. That wouldn't be cool. And all I have is literally J. Diction Fast Cure. Where is the... No, here it is. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I know I had... I knew I had way more than that. Okay, I'm going to pull this closer to me. I'll set that right there because this is a 2-gallon jug. Or no, this is a 1-gallon jug. Either way, it's still... Okay, let me see if that is 3. Perfect. Okay. Now what to do with my lid? Okay, now hopefully I have enough in this one that I don't have to get out part A. I mean, yeah, the part A jug. I try to keep my bottles full, but I haven't been filling them up like I should. Oh, please, come on. Don't. Give me enough of that. Give me enough to get me to the 6. And this A is so thin, I mean so thick that it takes forever for it to get down the thing. That's kind of like when you know, you always got more of A left than you do, or is it B? One of them, I don't know. You always got more of one. I don't get that. If you have the same, if it's the same amount in there, I'm going to let that hang upside down for just a minute. If you have the same amount, how in the world can it be different? I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's my thinking. I don't know how. We'll pour that in this little, you know what? We'll just pour it in this little shell here. We'll make this little shell all different colors. But yeah, I don't know how. If I've always wondered that. You have the same amount in each container. I get that A is, you know, thicker and heavier than B. But you shouldn't have any left in your containers if you're pouring the same amount in your containers. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense in my head. I mean, I know we use less of B because it's, you know, it is thinner. Ah! Get back in there. But All right, let's try to pour this. Let's see if I can get enough to do to the 6. Oh, almost. Come on. It's not gonna give me enough. For a little bitty teeny bit is all I need. Let me move that shell out of the way. Well, I thought this table was gonna be bigger, but this table is no bigger than, well, I'm pouring I've got too much stuff sitting and I shouldn't have it on my table. Because I normally don't do that. Normally I have everything cleaned off my table. Because I can't do clutter. Not while I'm working anyway. Okay. That right there is good. Drip. You're gonna drip down the bottle. But no, you're not. Gotcha. Okay. Yep, might as well leave this out. I gotta fill those bottles back up. I really wished I could find some. I've tried those FIFO bottles, and guys, they just don't, you know, I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm just gonna do it by hand. I bought some. Oh my God. You should have seen the mess that we had. It was literally, when I say a mess, it was a mess. I went and come in here and I was getting ready to epoxy some tumblers, and I turned the thing over to, or I picked it up to pour resin into squeeze some resin into my cup, and the whole top blew off that bottle. Now, I've seen a lot of people use those FIFO bottles back in the day, and I thought they were just awesome because, you know, they were tall, they were big. Well, yeah. Didn't work for me so much, though, at all. But yeah, I was just, all the resin, oh my God, it was horrible. I lost so much resin. I mean, of course, I scraped up as much as I could scrape. But, oh man, was it a mess. So I've never went back to try them again because I'm kind of too scared to try that, you know. But I definitely need something bigger than, you know, these little bitty honey pots, especially for, you know, big molds that, you know, we're pouring. Yeah, I definitely need bigger. I mean, they worked fine when I was doing, you know, just tumblers. But now that I'm not just doing tumblers and I'm doing, you know, other stuff, it's kind of the side of it that I need, you know, something bigger. I am going to pour some of this out because I want to save a little bit of this to finish off that butterfly. So where are my paper cups? Oh, they're right here. So yeah, I'm not gonna need much, but I need enough to finish off my little, because I'm gonna add a different, I'm gonna put a different color in there. And I really don't want to put all that gray in here. You know what? Let's just do this, because that may not take all that gray. And I don't want to mix gray into to that much resin, because I don't have anything that I'm going to be using gray for other than this. So we'll go with this much here. And then I'll kind of, once I get it in there, I'll kind of swirl it around and you know, kind of mix it all in together. If there's anything that you guys would like to see, you know, that y'all want me to do, just let me know. Just put it in the comments below, and you know, I will do my dangest to make it happen. I'm not afraid to try anything. I'll try anything once, maybe twice, because I have to have redemption at that point. But yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to see, just, you know, tell me. And if you want me to do something, if you want me to, you know, show you how to do something, if there's, you know, I don't mind at all. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. It makes my channel grow, which makes me be able to do more content. And like, share, comment, you know, and that all, every bit of that plays kind of a factor into, you know, how YouTube works. And it just helps out the creators, really. And like I said, it doesn't cost you anything, you know. I'm going to have a big drawing, a big giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers. I'm going to be doing a big giveaway. So make sure you're subscribed so you can get in on the giveaway. And we're just going to have, you know, just lots of fun on this channel. But like I said, if there's, you know, this channel's all about you. So if there's anything you want me to do, anything you want to see, you just let me know, and I will do it. Okay, let's go ahead. I do have a live coming up July the 29th at it'll be 2 o'clock my time, Central Standard Time, with CC UK, Custom Carving and Epoxy UK, with Andy. I don't know how you're supposed to get all that up in his tail. How is that supposed to happen when it's already getting warm? So how does that go in his tail? Oh, I see. Okay. So if you guys have this mold and you haven't done it yet, make sure that you squeeze the tail, blow out those bubbles, and then release it, and then you're going to get your epoxy down in that tail. I was wondering how in the world I was going to get that in that tail. I'm like, wait a minute, something ain't right here. And I got to get that bubble out. I've got 2 bubbles. Oh, Lord. I'm like Miss Sheila now. Oh, Lord. I hear my little poocher at the door. I don't, this little dog, she is something else. Now, granted, I inherited this dog, okay? I am a Yorkie mom through and through. I have always had Yorkies. And this little thing, she was, granted, she was a stray. And the neighbor across the street brought her to his house. And needless to say that, you know, one set of puppies, yeah, that doesn't work. I guess I should not have filled this that full to try to get up in that tail. Let me see if I can pull it. Because I'm there at that tail. I don't know how you get the dadgum bubble out. Does anybody else know how to do this? I don't want a bubble in his tail. And he's getting hot. But I've got to get that bubble out, or it's not going to look good. And I've just made a flipping mess, which I don't like doing. I hate messes. So yeah, I don't, how do you get the bubbles out? Just keep squeezing, I guess. Okay, I have not seen anybody do this mold yet. So I don't know a trick. If there is a trick, I have no clue. I just do not know if there is a trick to this. The only trick I know is to pull that out and yeah. Tina's side of it was, oh yeah, this mold is so cool. And I guess it probably would have been if I would have, you know, not filled it so full so I could get the bubble out the tail. Because now I'm not quite sure how to get the bubble out. Yeah, this is cray-cray. I don't, if I turn it this way and let him kind of sink her down a little bit. I don't know, guys. If anybody's got this mold and there's a secret to this, please let me know. Because I'm not sure what that secret is to this mold. Okay, there goes one bubble. Awesome. Okay, so I guess you just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing until you get well, there's going to be apparently little bitty bubbles because I am squeezing my little happy heart and life away over here, and these bubbles just are not coming. There goes another one. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. There it goes. Please let me have all the bubbles out. Nope, there's still one little bitty flipping bubble right there. You know what? Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, he's getting hot, so I've got to go ahead and fill him up because that other epoxy that's in there is already getting warm. And now I've got to steal from my other one over here because I still don't have this one full because I spilt some of it. So I still need a little bit more to go in this little guy. So, yeah. So much for my plan of having, I think it's gonna take all this gray, all this for that gray. I guarantee you it is. Because I still have that to do. Oh, I have to clean my bottle. Because I've still got to finish this one. I mean, I'm not too worried about the top because I can, you know, I can mix up a little bit for the top later while that white's curing. Just make sure everything's mixed up, and that looks really good. So I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over here and pour that. I'm gonna put him over here on this table that's level and finish pouring him. And give me just a minute, guys. Let me get this moved and get him over here, and I'll be, you're not gonna be able to see me, but you can hear me, and I'll be right back. Let me get this moved because I don't want to pour any more in here until I get over here where it's level, so I can dome him real good, because this over here is not level. I've got to get it fixed. We thought it was level, but it's not. So give me just a minute. I'm pouring some out, of course. Of course I am. See, that's why I just like to be in one station and not 100 million stations at one time, because I don't like mishaps. And I've got epoxy all over my hands, and I've got to make room for my little whale here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop him off the board if I can, without making a real huge mess. Well, of course I did, but thank goodness I've got paper down. But yeah, that's why I like to be in one spot. That way I can do my stuff. And I'm still here, guys. I'm just having to get this domed. Okay, he's domed really, really well. And I've got molds out over here because I was thinking about doing some other things, and I've got a humongous mess. Okay, and I bet you this is gonna take every bit of that gray too, and then some. But I'm not going to fill this up either over here, because if I do, that thing is, I'm going to wind up making a mess, because then I'm not going to be able to move it. And like I said, this table here is not level, and we really thought it was. And we've worked on it once. And I have a little leveling table right beside me, but I try to save that for some of the small things that I need it for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this over here to my little dirty area over here that I have a flipping mess. Let me get these gloves off so I can grab another color. And I am literally wall to wall with tables, and I think I want to do a purple. So we're going to do this purple here. And I think that's going to be, I hope this isn't too much, but if it is, you know what, hey. I'm going to use, I hope that, ooh, that cup is sticky. I'll have to rinse my hands real good. I can't put gloves back on because I can't, my hands are sweaty. Oh, that is a pretty purple though. I've never used that purple before. Just trying to get something to tone down that pink a little bit. Then my kid coming here, she's wanting me. So, yeah, never fails, right? When you're trying to do something. Okay. And right now I don't have time to stop because I'm trying to get this all finished. Yeah, I've got this little butterfly over here on my leveling table. So that's kind of why and I'm just going to kind of maybe swirl it a little bit. I'm hoping that it's not so far gone that I can't, maybe swirl it a little bit. I know I'm making a mess. I didn't even make this kind of mess when I was doing tumblers. Not with epoxy anyway, I guess with glitter and stuff like that. I guess I did. So I guess I can't really say that because I did make a mess. But I think this little butterfly might turn out kind of cute. Hopefully. I might have over poured him. Just a touch. But that's okay. I'll come back and alright, let me get the gray in this. I know this thing is sticky and messy and ugh. I'll just clean my hands real good. But whatever y'all do, make sure you're wearing your proper PPE. I don't know why I'm handling this without gloves on. Especially with me just having that allergic reaction to something. I've never been allergic to epoxy before, so hopefully that's not what this is. But I'm going to go ahead and pour this in there because and that is still not enough. What in the world? I don't even know how much of this stuff I've even mixed up now. I know I did 8, 6, okay. Wow, so this is going to have at least another ½ ounce or an ounce, about another 1.5 ounces. Oh, wow. So about 15.5 ounces. Well, too, I have some purple here that I'm not saving that. I'm fixing to clean my hands because I wonder if I pour that purple in there, what would happen? Okay, guys, I'm not gonna keep y'all here for that. I'll mix that up off camera. You've already seen me mix epoxy, so you know how to do it. And once this cures, I will see you guys back here. See you in a little bit. Okay, everyone, we're back. These are cured and ready to unmold. This is that little butterfly, so I'm going to unmold this first because I'm curious to see how this little thing comes out. I think that needs to be trimmed. I'm not sure. I don't see a piece stuck off in that one. Yeah, I think that needs to be trimmed off. We'll see when I get it out. This was just an extra. Oh, that is cute. Oh, I really like that. Yeah, that piece needs to be clipped there and there. So, definitely gonna trim that mold up a little bit. And I just take my snippers and kind of snip these rough, sharp edges off. But yeah, I definitely need to trim up that mold. I hate to have to do that after. I don't want to mess it up. But I think it needs to be trimmed because it's got a lot of pokey bits. So I will probably trim that mold up just a tad, because it should come together like these two here, those two wings do, because they're definitely rough edges where they didn't trim it very well. And you have to, I mean, I can sand it, but something this small, you don't really want to have to try to, you know, sand. I could maybe, I don't even know if you could get a deburring tool in here. Here it is right here. I'm kind of afraid to, that you scratch it, you'll scratch it up. That's not something you want to do if it's, you know. Let me find my craft knife. Let's try it this way. You just gotta trim all the sharp edges off so nobody gets cut. And there is a lot of sharp edges on this thing. A lot. I mean, you don't want to trim it too much, but then yet you don't, you know, you don't want people getting cut on it either. Because let me tell you, that resin can be sharp. And then if you sand it, you know, or even file it, you have, I mean, either way, you're going to have marks on the back, but it's the back, really. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to trim up that mold, because this doesn't look very good the way, and I'm afraid I'm going to cut myself, which is not what I want to do. But yeah, it's, okay, hopefully I have it. Ouch, poke myself. Okay, and then let me just trim this sharp bits off here. I may have to file that off. That's where that mold stuck to this because of that other piece that was joined to the back. It's kind of hard to get in that little area there. I may have to take a fingernail file to that part for sure. Ouch. Because if I don't, I'm going to wind up cutting myself. And that is not something I want to do today. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a fingernail file to this little area here. And definitely trim up that mold. But it's smooth now on the back. But that is really, really cute. I really do like that little mold. Minus the Sharpie bit up here though. Oh, that's a little bubble. Okay, well, I'm gonna file that off. So, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to trim that wing there, because that shouldn't. They trimmed this one, but they didn't trim this one. It's like they left a little. Let me see if I can trim that off real quick. Just that little snippy bit right there. I probably shouldn't have trimmed it that much, but oh, I see what they did. Yeah, it's okay. It's got the groove in the thing, so. But yeah, I'll link this mold in my description box below, so if you guys want to purchase it, you can. I got it from Amazon. Okay, let me get all this up, and then we will demold this little thing here. I'm going to start with this because I think this is going to be the easiest. You know what? Let me move this thing here out of the way, because this is just for me to move my molds and stuff. So, okay. He did run over after I filled him up pretty full. I overfilled him just a little bit, and I'm hoping this tail is gonna be fine. I put this thing on the heat mat yesterday. Oh, he's still bendy in the tail. Really? I put him on the heat mat for over an hour yesterday, and that tail was like, everything was super hard. Everything else was already done, except for the tail. So yeah, I'm trying to clean off my mold because I don't want all this stuff getting in my mold when I go to demold. And I really got to get me a bottle of water for soap, because I don't want to keep spraying alcohol down in my molds. And I'm almost positive, me and my daughter, we went to the store. I could have sworn I bought two extra bottles, but I only come home with one, and I put alcohol in it. But yeah, I'm just trying to clean some of this off, because I don't want that, all that getting down in my mold. After I demold it. So if you clean your molds before you demold, then really you're done, and then you can put them away. You don't have to go in and clean them after, but you know, I just go in, I get what's around the edge that I know is going to fall off in there. And then, after everything else, I'll go in there and clean it up with some tape. I just take tape and go around it. But with this, I just go around with my nail kind of and get it off. Okay. I'm thinking the best way to demold this thing, the tail's probably going to have to be the very last thing. I'm thinking the wings first. I mean, to me, that makes more sense. And the head. And then the tail, because it seems to me like this here is going to be easier to slide off and break that section. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to do this off. I meant to be on camera. And I am just gonna, I don't want to tear up my mold though. Ooh, this little booger's gonna be hard. Okay, maybe the tail would have been better to demold first. Where is my, okay. Got to spray some alcohol down in him, because this little tail is a booger. I thought it was going to be everything else. Nope. The tail's going to be the thing. The tail is going to do it. And it's still bendy, so that's another thing that's not helping any either. But maybe we can get it out now. I sprayed enough alcohol down in there that maybe he'll slide out now. I'm trying to slide it out without breaking off his tail, because I'm pretty sure that fin can probably break off. And of course, I'm here today by myself, so I don't have any help trying to get this thing off here. And I've already started, so I've got to get this out of my mold so I can turn my mold. Hold on, guys. He's coming. It's a boy. That thing, whew, it will give you a workout. Okay, let me get my mold turned back around because this little tail here is no joke. Oh my goodness. Now I see why there's not too many people that do this mold. Whew. That will give you a workout for sure. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, that little thing there is about a booger bear and a half. Whew. That done my arm in. And I think he'll finish curing now that he's out of the mold. Got a little trimming to do here, but yeah, it's a little dish. I thought this was so cute, and I knew exactly the person that this is going to. In fact, my daughter and them went, they took the baby, the baby to SeaWorld today, and, well, I say baby, she's not a baby anymore, but, so they've had this plan for a while, and they took her to SeaWorld, and a friend went with her, and, she loves whales. So I have the perfect person in mind for this massive whale. It's not little. Yeah, I don't know that I'll be doing too many of these little things. We got a few bubbles in there, not many. Trim that. Well, I'm not going to trim it. I'll just kind of sand it down a little bit. Oh, it turned out good. Oh, and it fits perfect. Oh. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? Got a little white there. You can see where I dripped the white. I wish I could have got some white down in these little peaks here, but hey, not complaining. It turned out really, really good. Now the gray, I must say, the gray looks black. It doesn't look gray. Got quite a bit of micro bubbles down here. Looks like I got a piece of glitter or something there. Lots of micro bubbles here. But yeah, it really looks, it looks more black than it does gray. And the mold looked like it had a lot of scratches in it. Look at that. What a bummer. Well, I don't know. Can't get nothing decent anymore. But yeah, there was a lot of scratches in that mold. A lot on both sides. That's unfortunate. Look at that. I did get some bubbles, micro bubbles in the tail, but I kind of was expecting that because I really thought I was going to get great big bubbles. Because, man, trying to get that resin down in that tail, let me tell you, y'all seen the struggle. But yeah, all in all, it turned out real cute. I've just got to do a little bit of trimming on this back side here. So I'll take my little nippers here and just nip off the sharp edge. And then really that's all you have to do is just take some little cutters and... Now these are flush cutters that I'm using and they do really well. In fact, I prefer these over any deburring tool, knife. I mean, they're so easy to use. I mean, it's just literally just go in and snip, and it takes that sharp edge like right off. And you don't have to worry about cutting yourself either. And that's generally what I always wind up doing, is cutting myself 99.9% of the time. But yeah, this works. These work just perfect. And in the corner, of course, right here, you can take and do in the hard to reach spots where you can't really get, you can either do a deburring tool or a knife, or even a file. I know a lot of people use files. I have them. I just hardly ever use them. But because these work so good. Because, I mean, they literally just flush cut right up to the edge. Piece of resin that's stuck on there. I wouldn't think that's my kid calling. She's done called me once. But I don't know if that's my watch ringing over there or if that's her watch ringing over there. And sometimes these, you know, you got some hard to reach spots. So, you know, you have to use other tools. But I'll try to use these as much as I can. Okay, got one little sharp spot right there. And then I probably will still take my little fingernail file and go around it and kind of get off some of the little crusties that may still be on here, because that little spot right there is kind of sharp in that corner. So where you can't get, you, like I said, you can use a file or something like that. And I will do that here in a little bit. I'll just take a file to it and smooth off the little snippy edges that you can tell that I snipped. Like there, you know how they, so yeah. And I'll just take that little file and lightly buff it, and that'll be that. And then she'll be good to go. Or he, whatever. He, she. And then this, I'll probably just take my little file and file that just lightly. That little edge right there. It's got the, where the resin shrinks. So nobody cuts themselves. But yeah. There you go, guys. She is all finished. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for notifications for when I upload new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.